All right, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Very excited to be back for a live edition of the Weekly Member Spotlight. Very excited to sit down with someone who I just got to know a few months ago through the association, Mr. Austin Knisley, who is the commercial sales manager with Karndean Design Flooring. I had to figure out how to pronounce his last name and the company name just to make sure I didn't mess it up, and then I go and mess it up. Sorry, Austin.
Try cold calling.
Right. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to participate in this initiative. We met through the association, maybe the business exchange event. I don't really remember, but I had the opportunity to sit down with you to learn a little bit about what you have to offer for Village Green, and that was exciting. And then somehow I coerced you into um, doing something for the Weekly Member Spotlight. So very appreciative of you sitting down for this initiative. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Before we get started, I would love to make mention of a couple of very exciting things. First, I am so proud to announce, if you haven't already seen it on social media, this week, the National Apartment Association's Apartmentalized Conference has been taking place. And I'm sure many of you were able to attend some events and go to the virtual exhibit hall. I did that yesterday for a few minutes, and it was not as exciting as being in person, of course, but it was really great to see some familiar faces and listen to some of the sessions. But yesterday, the NAA announced that our very own Abby Huffman, who is with Rep Manager, we all know Abby, she is the president of Associate Council and serves this association on so many committees and serves on so many levels at the National Apartment Association. Abby was awarded the Supplier Sales Professional of the Year by the NAA, which is a very honored designation. And I wanted to personally thank Abby and make sure that all of her friends at the GCNKAA knew about that. So congrats, Abby. I also wanted to make mention, we have several meetings coming up in November. I cannot believe it's November already, but it is. We've got some really great education classes going on. Michelle was just telling us about something with Dave Lockard coming up related to COVID in November. So be on the lookout, check out our social pages and the GCNKAA website for more information. All right, Austin, now we've got the housekeeping out of the way. You're the man of the hour. So, and I promise you, I will not take a whole hour of your life today. But I'm really excited to introduce you to our association and would love to ask you if you would just maybe take a moment, introduce yourself, tell everyone who you are and a little bit about how long you've been in the business and how you got to work with Karndean Flooring.
Sure. So I'm Austin. I'm the local rep with Karndean Commercial Flooring. I've been in the industry for about 4.5 years, and I started out of college, went to Ohio University, and got my sales certificate and marketing degree there. One of my buddies ended up getting a job with Shaw, went through the training program, got me the interview. So I ended up working for Shaw for 2 years out of college, lived up in Michigan, and then ended up with Karndean, grew up, born and raised in Columbus. So wanted to come back.
There you go. Well, how long have y'all been associated with the GCNKAA?
Just this year. I actually talked to JR over at Right Rug. He suggested
Yeah.
it and looked into it, seemed like a good fit and good way to get my name out there, make introductions and get to know some people.
Today's actually JR's birthday. I saw online.
Oh,
Happy birthday to our buddy.
hey.
JR. And then I don't usually put people on the spot like this, but it's taken me a decade to learn how to say GCNKAA without stuttering. Do you have that acronym down yet?
Oh, I got it down. GCNKA.
Okay. I'm like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It was really hard for me to learn how to say that. Well, having, been getting involved with this association and during a pandemic when most of our events are virtual, how have you found this association to be working for you so far?
It's been good. I think it's been a good way for me to get my name out there just so people can put, face to a name and whatnot. But obviously the trade show was what I was really looking forward to, getting out
Yeah.
there and being able to just introduce myself personally. I have been able to meet a few people aside from that, but I think the Zoom call was great. I know all things considered, there was a lot of things that had to be done, and I think the Zoom call went really well. Was able to meet some people that may or may not have been familiar with our company
Right.
before, and really got a lot of benefit out of it.
Well, we've still been working working behind the scenes, and we've got a wrap-up meeting for the Business Exchange event, which is the Zoom call that you're talking about. And if there is anyone, Austin, that you didn't get a chance to connect with, that you were scheduled to connect with, our primary members have been absolutely fantastic at setting up extra meetings for those people that might have had the technical issue early on.
Sure.
And then I know a few people, especially from the primary side, I think there were 2 people who weren't able to join because some emergency had come up. So if there's anybody out there that you want to meet that you have not yet met, I would be very happy to facilitate introducing you to those folks. And I'll just say, you joined a Village Green meeting with our regional team one Monday, and that went really well. And that was a nice way to just get your name out there. I promise you, we are working on the 2021 event schedule for the GCNKAA. So just hold on. We're going to have our events in person again, hopefully very, very soon. And you'll get a chance to meet all of the familiar faces of this association.
Awesome. Great.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to get to know you a little bit here. And I'd like to start off by asking, what's one of the most memorable stories that you've encountered working in the industry?
Man, I mean, I've been doing it for about 4.5 years. And, while I'm not doing the installation, I'm working for the manufacturer, and we ultimately will sell to the flooring contractor. We're not directly involved in it, but we hear the stories. And 2 that probably stand out, especially for flooring. Somebody decided to iron on the floor, left an entire mark, so had to rip up the whole floor. The other one raised the rent once the year was up. He decided to change his motorcycle oil in the unit, and
is that frowned upon?
ended up ruining the entire floor. So we hear the flooring side of it, but yeah, those are 2 that probably stand out the most.
Wow, that's funny. Well, what kind of advice would you offer up to folks who are like the next generation of your industry or this industry, the apartment industry?
Well, we're already starting to see it, but we're starting to hear people listen a little bit more. Flooring, especially in apartments, is probably the one product that gets value engineered a lot. People are looking for the most economical way that you can go about installing flooring. But if you're looking at upfront costs as opposed to longevity, start looking more at longevity as opposed to upfront. And we're starting to see more and more customers become receptive to that. And part of the reason I joined the association was to present a product that really solves all of those problems. So I guess just hearing it out, seeing if it's the right fit, and if it is, learn about a new working relationship.
Right. It's interesting. I remember when we first met and I was trying to understand the fact that you work for the manufacturer, which is unusual for us to deal directly with the manufacturer. Do you also do the installation of the product? So if someone like me at Village Green, for example, wanted to use the product or try the product, how would that work?
No, so we'll work with the flooring contractor, and then we can work with you directly as well. So how we kind of help the end users is we help streamline the process. Oftentimes with property management or new development construction, you have bid plans that go out, they get rebid, and then when the time comes that you need the product, you have to make sure that the product's readily available. And we help mitigate that risk by providing transparency, and have that working relationship with the contractor that ultimately will do the installation.
Got it. Good to know. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting how that works, because most of us, work with a provider of labor, and then we have a product spec that we use. So I, in my role anyway, have not often spoken to the manufacturer directly. So
right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a little bit new, but it's nice to at least put, if you have a project that's going on, you can put a face to a product and feel comfortable reaching out if you needed anything, and I can always steer you in the right direction.
Well, let me ask you that, just because you are a relatively new face to the association, how would folks best be able to get in touch with you if they have questions or if they are interested?
Sure. You can reach out via email or text message, or give me a call. My phone number is 614-563-6256, 614-563-6256, and email is Austin, first name Austin, AUSTIN, .Knisley, KNISLEY, @Karndean.com.
Got it. Well, and we of course have your contact information, and I'm not sure if you're connected to the GCNKAA's social media pages, but if so, we'll
Yep.
try to tag you or tag yourself and share this video of your interview. And that way everyone knows how to get in touch with you. So thank you for that. I'd love to get to know you a little bit more on a personal level. Are you ready to shift gears?
Yeah, I don't talk about myself too much, so
I
yeah,
know
go ahead.
we were joking. I think a lot of people would love to have this forum just to get
Hey,
their story out there.
getting me all nervous over here.
Don't be nervous. It's just a
I'm
conversation.
just kidding.
So, and I have not let anybody like die on live screen just yet. I'll come back. I'm good at talking, so
There you go.
bring us back. Well, I love to start off by just getting to know a little bit about your family.
Sure. So, yeah, grew up in Columbus. Both my parents grew up in Columbus. Mom and dad both went to OU. My sister went to OU. My sister's 2 years older, recently married, and my dad still lives in Columbus and resides in Dublin.
Nice. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time, I'm a huge
Spare
Ohio
time.
State fan.
Yeah.
So I'm repping it here.
Nice.
But huge Ohio State football fan. So I'm always on 247 Sports, stalking Ohio State recruiting, seeing who's
Yeah.
up and coming, basically looking at high schoolers. So
Am I hearing you right? You went to OU,
I went to OU. Yeah.
like Ohio University, not Ohio State University.
Not Ohio State, but
Okay.
I mean, our sports teams aren't like the
Right.
same as
Right.
Ohio State. And
Your
you grew up
Halloween
at,
parties, however.
oh, see, you know.
Yes.
There you go.
I may or may not have had a, Halloween weekend.
You had a couple of those?
Just one, but it
Just
lasted
one?
a lifetime. So
Yeah. No, it's fun. They shut down the whole street, and
yes.
I guess you take it for granted if you're a student, but
Right.
outside of that, I
Right.
mean, I had all my buddies come visit.
My very good friend was a student, and I went there 1 year in college and was like, whew, it took a lifetime to recover from that.
You were like, I'm not coming back.
I was like, I don't know if I was welcome back is the thing. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Well, that's fine. So you were really glad that the football season got to actually happen?
Yep. Gearing up for tomorrow.
Who are
I
they
think
playing tomorrow?
Rutgers.
Okay.
Rutgers at 7:30. Tune in.
Nice. So Village Green has a pretty big presence in Columbus, and one of our assets is called the Heritage. So it's very close to the university, and we don't necessarily have like traditional students, but our property is absolutely driven by the schedule and the school, and most people that live there are affiliated in some way. And they have a gym with the basketball court, and they put the Ohio State logo in the hardwood, and it is like one of my favorite things.
Very cool.
Yeah. So are you much of a reader and or podcast listener? If so, what's a couple of recent favorites?
Actually, the one book that I have read and recently finished, I'm not much of a reader, but read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If anybody has ever read it, basically it's Rich Dad. He grew up from not much of anything, didn't have much of an education, but he was a hard worker, ended up building a bunch of businesses. Poor Dad was the guy with the high education. Mm-hmm. And he was told to go through grade school. Basically, the premise is to, start multiple streams of income, build your business that way.
Nice. What about podcasts? Are you much of a podcast listener?
I'm in my car all the time. So yes, listen to Bigger Pockets all the time. Basically an investment podcast on real estate. Mm-hmm. How I built this podcast basically gets successful entrepreneurs that like Mark Cuban, Damon John, the guy that started Dave's Bread. They get on there and tell about their stories. And then the last one that I really listen to is called Selling on Amazon FBA. So trying to start a little side gig right now in my spare time.
I was going to ask you, and I didn't want to like put you on the spot or anything, but if you were going to start your own business or entrepreneurial endeavor, what would it be?
So I'm in the process right now of picking out a product, but I guess more on a personal note, 2 years ago, I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer. So I'm trying to do something that can be socially beneficial, where I can donate some of the proceeds back to cancer research or cancer patients that may be in need. So that's one of my main goals, is to hopefully transition it into something that is bigger than just an idea.
Right. I love that. Well, good for you. And I think that is very brave of you to put that out there,
Yeah.
and to share that, especially when it's got such a personal tone. But I know just as a human being, I'm so inspired when people are brave and take the things that are the most painful in their life and make something for themselves and something that will just proliferate the memory of your loved ones. So
Yeah. I mean, it helps to
you for that.
keep the memory and stuff too. So
That's right. Well, good for you. You'll have to keep us posted. And
I
I
will.
know that in this day and age, of course, being connected and being well networked is critically important. So make sure that, especially in this organization, because something that's really unique about the apartment industry is what an intimate industry and business it is.
Yeah.
For those of us who are the renters of apartments and people who provide products and services for people's homes, there's literally nothing more intimate than where you live. And so when you think about that, every single thing that all of us do in this business boil down to the single most, important, your life, your home, thing about a person, it really just, I think, makes the networking and the connections that you make in this business so much more than any other business could possibly be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not the only one to have to go through something like that. So I know there's many other people that have a family member or loved one that have gone through something like that. And, I'm not saying it's going to change the world or anything, but if there's a way to make a difference, I think it's important.
Good for you. Well, one person can change the world, or you can change one person's world. So I love that, and I definitely want to stay connected and see what you do with that. And if there's anything we can do to help your message, say the word.
Thank you. I'm not there yet, but stay tuned.
Yeah, well, good. Well, again, I like that you are speaking it into existence. That's incredibly brave. All right. Well, let's get to a lighter note. And I'm not shocked by this answer, by the way. It did not shock me at all. But tell us about your favorite food or restaurant.
I'm a big chicken wing guy. I'm pretty simple. Like, I don't need much. Just give me like chicken wings and a beer or something. And
what's your chicken wing sauce of choice?
Hot garlic.
Yeah.
Yep. Roosters is like the big thing here in Columbus. Yeah. So I've got one. I live just south of German Village. So we have one sitting right on the corner over there. So I go there.
Nice.
Probably more than I should.
Yeah. They're not known for being healthy, chicken wings and all, but nice. Well, what's one of your favorite TV shows or movies, Austin?
Probably TV show. I watch The Office a lot. I mean, it's kind of just like dummy proof, pretty funny. The Office and Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad too.
So I have not watched Breaking Bad, but over the pandemic, especially, a lot of people were like, if you need something to binge watch, or if you haven't watched this, that's one of them. I chose to start with Shameless, and holy cow, it's so good. I probably need a year to recover after I finish. I'm like in season 7 or 8 of that. But Breaking Bad, I've heard it so repeatedly that I can't believe I haven't taken the plunge yet.
I can't sit still like very long, which is probably why I'm in the position that I'm in.
Yeah.
But if you get past, season 1, you'll be locked in. You'll be good to go.
Well, it is happening. And I do love having the ability to binge watch something and like start and finish on your own time. So that's a very encouraging part of it too. Not to mention that everybody raves about it who has watched it.
It's awesome.
Well, if you could be one character from a TV show or a movie, who would you be?
I don't know. Will Ferrell. I mean, I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
His more recent movies aren't as funny, but his older movies, the characters he plays, I think he's so funny.
I could not agree more. And I know he had a really, really small part in Wedding Crashers, but I just saw yesterday that Wedding Crashers 2 is like happening.
Oh, it is.
I got really excited about that. Yeah.
Love that.
Well, you've already told us you're a sports fan and you follow Ohio State. Is college football your sport of choice?
College football is a huge Ohio State fan. I mean, I'll watch any football, but professional, probably just for this interview, Cincinnati. But
hey, you better pay attention because we're about to get really good with Mr. Joey Burrows, who is a alum of Ohio University, right?
No, he grew up in Athens, but
he just lived out in Athens. Okay.
His dad used to coach.
He went to LSU. I did know that. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah. I knew there was some affiliation.
But I'm a Joey Burrow fan. He's a great dude.
how could you not be? He's like incredible.
He's killing it.
We're excited. It's hard. It's really funny in Cincinnati because Ohio State and the Bengals, like that is life. So I don't think you could be one without the other. What about concerts? Do you remember when concerts were a thing? Do you like concerts, and what's one of your faves?
I do. We do a lot of EDM concerts, but probably my biggest one and most fun one was the Dave Matthews Band concert. We went to Blossom up in Cleveland and had a blast.
Have you ever been to Riverbend in Cincinnati?
Yep. Riverbend's great.
Really great venue. Yeah.
Great venue.
Yeah.
Can't remember who I saw.
I don't know what EDM is. I hope that doesn't make me sound.
It's like dance music, whatever.
Oh, okay. Electronic dance music?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool. I wasn't going to ask, but I really felt like I needed to know.
No, you got it.
About vacation. Remember again when vacations used to be a thing. What's one of the best vacations you've ever taken?
We went to 2014 Alabama Ohio State Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans, and that was a blast. And then we always go to Naples probably about once a year, and Naples is beautiful. It's just calm, relaxing, and a lot of fun. So
very nice. When this pandemic is over and vacations are acceptable again, what's one of the first vacations you want to take?
Oh man, probably go out to Colorado and visit my buddy. He just moved out there to Denver.
Yeah,
and he loves it. So whether that's doing skiing or hiking or whatever, do something a little bit different outside of what we can get away with here in Ohio.
Nice. I hear you loud and clear, and I love Denver. The National Apartment Association had their conference in Denver last year.
Cool.
And I had been a few times. My son, who's not much of a sports fan at all, for whatever reason, I think because my nephew loved Peyton Manning, and when he went to Denver, became a fan. But my son, I let him pick an experience for the holidays every year, and he wanted to go to Denver to see the Bengals and the Broncos play. So we did, and it was, oh my goch, it was beautiful, incredible. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to wheel back a few of my friends to come to Ohio, and it's a little tough right now.
Yeah, right. Well, just a couple more questions, and I'm going to let you get to your weekend. So your random fun fact, I think we kind of already talked about it, but is there anything else that you want to talk about that people wouldn't otherwise know about you had we not sat down like this?
Probably not, but if anybody's a card player, love playing Euchre. Euchre's probably my favorite card game.
How did you get into that?
We learned it in college, and then that just became the go-to game. And,
right.
If you don't know it, you probably hate it, but if you know how to play it, you love the game.
Fun. I've heard of it, but I have no idea what kind of game it is or what it even means.
It's a big Midwest game, so if anyone knows some Euchre leagues, let me know. I'm happy to join.
Okay, one of Village Green's area directors, his name is Jordan Swagerman. He's based in Indianapolis, but first of all, you are him, and you guys should probably be friends. And he was on the call, I think, that you joined with Village Green, but I feel like he's talked about playing Euchre, so you might want to reach out to him.
I might have to reach out to him.
But
see if he wants to play.
Yeah, there you go. Start a league if you can't find one, right?
Yep, there you go.
All right, just a couple more questions for you. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Originally I was thinking like a squirrel, but that's just such a weird comparison. I don't even know why I would be a squirrel, but probably a dog.
People told you you're squirrely or something?
No, I don't know. They're just kind of funny to me, but maybe a dog. I don't know. I'm allergic to pets, so can't really get into that. But I think dogs are pretty loyal, pretty friendly, nice, man's best friend.
Right.
So,
well, if you get the right owner, your life as a dog is better than many people's lives as human beings, right?
Right. There you go. Exactly.
That's right. All right. Well, I always like to close with this question. How do you think folks who have worked with you in your career would describe you as a leader or a professional?
Honest, transparent, hard worker. I mean, I pretty much try to be as transparent as possible and put myself in the customer's shoes. I think that's the biggest thing, and just showing empathy, understanding where my customers are coming from. Um, I guess personally, I would say people would say the same thing. I have a lot of close friends and a lot of wide group of friends. So
Mm.
I just try to get along with the large majority. And if that works for you, great. And love to be your friend.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure, and I appreciate your taking time to do something like this. We've been doing the weekly member spotlight now for like, gosh, over 2 years, and I always love sitting down with people that I know, of course, because you always learn something. But my favorite is sitting down with people that we don't know yet, because
Yeah.
like we talked about, everybody has a story, and everybody's working hard to have some kind of life outside of what you do for a living, of
Right.
course. I in the spirit of this industry being so intimate, and living with our customers and all the things that, we already talked about, the more we know about each other, I think the more just human everybody becomes, and the nicer it is to get to our end goal, which is renting apartments and taking care of people in this business. But
Right.
if you do it with people that you like and know, it just makes it all the better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was great. I mean, like I said, I don't talk about myself too much, so this was a little bit different, but no, this was great.
You're going to end this and you're going to be like, oh man, I should have said that, or I wanted to say that. And please do though, share this on social media or like it. And I encourage everyone to reach out to you and get to know a little bit more about your product, and look forward to seeing you in person someday
Yeah.
soon at an association event.
Yeah. Give me a tag on Instagram. I'm on there. So
I sure will. I will come find you on Instagram, and we'll post a picture directing people to our Facebook page to watch this video.
that's great. Sounds good. Thanks, Melissa.
Wonderful. Have a great weekend, and go Bucks.
Yep. Go Bucks. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mhm.